Hey guys, Lua Creationist here with our first Lua tutorial. Lua is Roblox's language of coding, and that's what makes all the games you play run, everything pretty much except for people who use free models, which we'll get into later, probably in the next episode. Well, for starters, you need to launch Roblox Studio. I've already got it launched. If you can't figure it out, look it up on the wiki, which will have a link in the description. So, without further ado, let's get started. First, you want to take all of these and view a couple of them. View basic objects, view toolbox objects, make that a little smaller, and view explore, make this a little bigger so that you can see everything, and view output, and one more, properties. Properties needs to be smaller, a little bigger than the size of this. That's just the way I like it. And now we get to get started a little easier. So this is basically all the things you have access to, which change when you hit certain things, as you can see. And since we're going to be using Lua, before we get into that, I'm going to show you basically how to use Studio in your own little way. Not GUIs. GUIs we'll do probably in the next one. But I'm going to try to get to scripting here. So basically you get all these things. We got skateboard platforms, seats, scripts, all this good stuff. Basically we need part. Click on the part, and you got meshes, and meshes change the way things look. This you don't really need to worry about right now. And we got all this stuff, GUIs and stuff. Basically, what we need to know is these things right here. You have this tool, which you can use to move it around the axis. Let's just change that to that. Move around the axis, one part at a time. Hold on, let me even this out. Just really quick, don't worry. Perfect. And we have the Resize Tool, which changes how big an object is. And we got this tool, which basically moves it around easier without having to do it on axis. Pretty much more like freelancing with it. We got the camera, which these up here just basically move it around. Like, it can go this way, it'll go that way, it'll go all around, and then we have the little part creator, creates part. Where'd our other one go? Where's your other one? Oh, it's right here. Ha! So we got this huge part. Let me just get another one here. There we go. What do we want to do with it? You want to move it around. You click that little rotate tool. Move it around all you want, but you gotta make sure, go down on the properties here, and make sure anchored has a check in it. Because that makes it so that this will work. But say, unanchored it, stop. Anchored pretty much means if it can move or not. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to learn about these little magnets up here. The 1 is basically starter. The 1 out of 5 makes it, be able to have more. And the X basically means infinite. It's pretty much X is, hey, look at this, infinite. I can have that one block there, this size. I've never seen that before. That is not even one block. If I can find the size here, it's 0.2. It's a 20th of a block. A 20th, and a 20th. That's the smallest block there is. And if I change it to that, this only works in 20ths. So if I can get it back to the original size it was here, get it back over here. now that you know all that, you gotta know copy, cut, paste into, and rename. Clear is pretty much like delete. You can do zoom to, insert from file, blah blah blah. All that stuff doesn't matter. You can figure all that out. It's pretty easy. Oh, and now we can learn the properties. There are different kind of chapters of the properties. Like, basically, we got all of them. These are it. Appearance, data, behavior, part, surface inputs, and surface. Basically, all we need to know is this. Appearance, choose a color, material, change it to anything, reflectance, make it kind of shiny. Here, if I get rid of the material here and make it plastic again, you'll see. It's barely even purple anymore, it's metallic. But everything kind of interferes with that. And then we have transparency. If I make it transparent, let's just make it 0.8. You can kind of see it, kind of can't. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's get another part. Now we're going to start our scripting. If we have enough time, yeah, we might have enough time to do this. We won't even need the part for this. We're just going to learn some of the basic things, and in the next episode we'll get more in depth of what we learned in this episode. So, Lua uses variables. Variables are pretty much like if, say, x was our variable. X is a representation of something. In this case, it will be 1. And C will be 1. Print, this is why we need the output. See that little hello world? When you insert a script, it will have print, left parenthesis, in quotation marks, hello world, end quotation mark, right parenthesis. What we can do is, and I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit here, let's just say answer equals x space plus space C. And now we can just do print answer, or we could do print C plus X, or print 2, or print 2 in quotation marks. Basically, print works like this. It holds any data type. Print, we can have 2, like or 1, or hi, how ya doing, or mathematical equations. Any of that will work. But for now, all we want is to solve a little math problem. And if we run it, oops, hold on. We gotta rerun it. See? 2. Right there. And just to prove that it wasn't the computer, well, it was, but not like user generated instead of the script doing it, we'll just print user, or, no, we'll print, let's print my name. We can print that. All we gotta do is re-enter it. See? There we go. Okay. Now let's get into more depth. Print is usually used for debugging. So let's create a part. We have enough time to do this. We got like 5 minutes. So I like to use X, but instead we'll just use part. Part equals capital I instance dot new, not a capital N. Don't worry, we'll learn this later, and this will be the easiest thing in the world to you. Left parenthesis, yeah. Quotation mark, capital P, art, end quotation mark, comma, space, workspace. Now that's the easy part. So if I do this, you'll see the other part right there. but since it doesn't have a size, it does, but okay, there it is. Since you didn't define its size, it's just sitting there. Oh, yeah. Since you didn't define its size, it's just going to sit there. It's not going to do anything but sit there. It's not anchored, because we didn't tell it it was. Can't rotate it, because it's not anchored. You can't do anything with it. Now, we're going to access its properties. Remember when we had, let's access its anchored. Anchored is a boolean, and boolean is just a true or false value. That's basic stuff. So we'll just do part dot, and that's how you access its properties, or children. That sounds kind of weird. I'll teach you about it later. So part dot capital A, because it's capital A here, ANCHORED equals true. No quotation marks, just true. Okay, now if you run it, where's Juju? Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. No, nope, that's not it. Oh, yes, this is it. This is it. See it right there? It's kind of shady. There. Now, since the game is running, we're running it. It's not gonna drop. So we come down here. It's anchored. Ding ding. Okay. That's the last one we can do. Yep. Let's do a size, and this is gonna be really kind of hard for you guys. I know this is pretty hard already. Pretty soon you're gonna be making 1,000-line scripts before you know it. Part.size equals, and this is the hard part right here. VECTOR 3.new. Just do that for now. So vector 3 is basically, since there are 3 properties for size, X is aside. Here, let me just find it real quick so you guys can see. This is the x-axis. This is the y-axis, this middle part, the 1.2. X here. Y, Z. And that's basically pretty much saying y is the middle one, and that is the height. X is a width, and Z is a width. So we'll just use commas to separate it, so we'll have 2 commas. So we want to make this 1 by 1 by 1. And that's pretty much here. It'll be 1 high, 1 wide, and 1 long. Now if we find it, did you see it appear? Yeah. Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have for this episode. So I'll see you next time when we're going to be learning positions and C-frame and brick color. Brick color and positions first, so that we can define more areas of code. Okay. See you later.